this is the training video to upload costed labor transactions. You are uploading the hours the person worked and the cost that the person incurred, which is a labor cost. So log into the applications, choose navigator, under projects section, go to cost area. On the left hand side, you have a section called expenditure batch actions. Go to the second last link, which is create costed or accounted expenditure batch. If you click that, this will download an Excel spreadsheet. Uh, Open that Excel spreadsheet that allows you to enter the data, connect to the applications using your login. This will bring up the labels and the corresponding data. So the first thing is you need to go to the review and unprotect the sheet. It's important. So once you have done that, you can come back to the home. From the business unit, enter the default business unit in the source, choose Ecogen labor cost and enter a batch name, which is, I say, train Jan 26th 001. And here you have to choose the rows this way and then insert. Make sure you get the insert symbol. Only those rows will be applicable and only those rows will be sent to Oracle. I will delete this empty row. So here the document entry, I'll just double click that cell and do the search. You will choose the one which is defined, which is the labor cost Ecogen. Expenditure batch, let me enter for 1st Jan 2017. And for the person name and number, I have already the data, so I will just enter the number. Don't need to worry about the name if you know the number. For example, this is the data I had for Kim is 264 and Tillman is 215, 256. So I will choose 264 for the person I'm entering the data. And here go to the project. If you know, you can enter it directly, but you can double click and choose the project. I will choose the training 2. Enter the task name. I will just search the default. I will choose the work package 1, but this is where you choose the work package. Expenditure type is the direct labor. You don't need to do the search to load the batches. Once you have one file, you can use that file to copy the data. I will show you that. So remember that you have to enter these fields: person number, project name, it will create a project number, task name, task number, and the expenditure type. If you look at the star, you have to enter the columns with the star, which is mandatory. Go to the right. After entering expenditure type, the work type gets copied in the quantity. Say he worked for 6 hours. And for the sake of validation, actually for this, let's choose BARDA OPT2 because we have some validations for that reason. After entering the work type, which is your funding source, and then you have to enter the original transactions, which has to be relatively unique. So I have to say training 26th, my initial for the training purpose, and I will start with 2001. So once we entered the quantity, now the original transaction reference number, go to the right, and accounting date. I'll just say this is accounting as of the 1st Jan 2017, for which I am entering the data. And raw cost, say he is $930. Okay. Sorry, this is the currency field. I'll just say USD, and this is $930 is the raw cost actually. So, and you need to enter the BARDA code. So for that, you need to go extreme right. After entering the transaction cost here and accounting date, go to the extreme right. You have to enter the data in the project cost user attribute 1. For this one, the valid value is 3111. Okay, just for the training purpose, enter this value. Column AX, it is 3111. So that's all you need to enter. Let me go back. So it is these columns. So the key thing is that I can just copy these if I'm entering the data for a week, for example. So I'll go there and I'll even pick up the data up to the BADA code, and I just copied these cells. You can come back here and then you can just copy this. Okay, let me recopy that into the remaining 5-6 lines. So Control C, come back, and I can just say Control V. Okay, so for me to change the date, I'll click this and just pull this corner down. It'll change the date to, let's say, for the week entry. Okay, and same person, let's say same project. Same project and the same data, and come here and let's say he worked 6 hours, he worked 8 hours, he worked 5 hours as an example. So I just leave it as it is, and this is the number has to be unique. Make sure you make this as unique 9, and then go back here and change the amounts as needed. Say this was $800. I'm not going to change for training. And you can leave everything as it is. The accounting date, you can leave it as the first, or you can keep it same as the transaction date. So I am going to pull this again and hope it works. Yeah, it changed the date. Okay, I'm here and hoping that everything goes fine. So look at the fields, just go through it again. Column F, column G, and column I. Person number, column K, L, M, N, O, which is your expenditure type that you're entering it, and your quantity, your work type code, and this is a unique number across the transactions, and your accounting date, currency code, dollar amount, and important that you enter the BADA code. As of now in the test instance, the valid BADA code is 3111. Of course, we will change it to the true values when we do the actual thing. Press export, and make sure you choose validate transactions and process transactions. Press OK. Yeah, you should be able to see this as successfully inserted. Press OK. The data has now in Oracle. Go to your applications and come to this overview tab and look under the process monitor. Come here and refresh the screen. It's getting processed. You have to look at the output, which is the import and process cost transactions general output report. So it's completed. As soon as it says succeeded, you have to open up the report and make sure all the transactions are processed successfully. It says succeeded. I'll click on view output. This should open up a PDF. It has, for me it saves. I'm going to open this PDF and see, I see total 9 transactions and there are 0 errors and there are 9 successful transactions. So which means that we have successfully processed the transactions. So there is no error section here. So if there are errors, there will be an error section and the data. So let me close this. So this concludes the training video for loading the costed labor transactions and processing those transactions.